know, sometimes it don't pay to roll out of the sack, you know, does it? Sometimes even a man like myself can't trust my own pants. What? I don't know. Heck if I know. I'm just rolling along with it. Anyway, brother.
And sister.
And sisters. I know sometimes it gets a little cryptic around here, but so what? Anyway, I happily welcome you back to the Return to the Perfumed Gardens. Number, hey Nancy, you know what number it is?
I think it's 80.
Whew, I think you're right. Woo! Well, that's more than a baker's dozen, I'd say. And it's just a few years older than me, thank goodness. Now, I'm here to administer our happy time together. For I'm your host, the ever so crafty Rik Strange. But let's dibble-dabble down another path for a minute. To start off today's semi-rush down memory lane, like I said before, a long, long time ago in the land of weird, I found myself at a place called the Cedars Lounge. Here's some visuals to show the proof. Roll the photos, Nancy!
Rolling.
Ouch! I guess that proves my point, eh? Whew, that youngin', not youngin', but that young lady in the pictures is not an ornament. No, it's a very young Miss Nancy. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. Danger, Will Robinson.
Hey!
Whoa. Okay, enough of Fright Night, and,
Hey!
now, to put my musical background into perspectives, I'd have to break it down to 3 distinct periods in my life that were heavily influencing me. Of course, there was always birth, but I wasn't listening too much then. The first period that really influenced me was from 1960 through 1965. So that gives us that, what was left of the 50s doo-wop that was dying off, and then we were getting into that Philly sound and Wallace sound and all that kind of good stuff. And then, which was also a really good time for AM radio, then we go from 66 to 71, which obviously, and then lastly, the big influential period for me was 76 to 88. How's that for eclectic, influential inputters? Nowsville, baby, right now. So, anyway, that trippy little point that I was talking about was my big happy time was 1966 to 1971. Okay, that's enough of that. Okay, on with the grooves. The first steps back into my happy place is a bunch of guys that sprung out of New York State. And it was a band that was on the Mainstream label in 1966. And the name of the band was the Jelly Bean Bandits. Come on. Anyway, well, you know what? Drugs will do that to you. This record actually came out in 67, but they sort of sprung the lid in 66. Okay. These guys are described more of a proto-punk garage band than a psych one, but it does have, and it does include a hot and tasty guitar stringer-ma-dingers and some really good sound effects to go with it. You know, like not just overload, but, you know, wah pedal and all kinds of, well, what was available then, which wasn't a whole lot. So we're going to scratch the grooves because we had enough of that. And we're going to go to a song called Generation. Let's jump and jive now! that's running hot, 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 man. Let's look at the cover. Like I said, the name is something, but then the photo shoot is even something else. What were they thinking? I don't think there was any thought involved. Mainstream, nothing on the back, just a bunch of plitter platter, but cool record. So let's talk about these Jelly Bean Bandits, shall we? You know, along with the record being, I mean, that particular song being kind of really cool, their story is pretty nutso, and not just with the name. Like I say, they hatched out of Newburgh, New York, which is upstate New York, in '66 as the Mirror. They packed, you know, the local clubs and the skating rinks and the high schools, and they actually got some moolah together, and they did a three-tune demo that somehow or other Mainstream got a hold of, and Mainstream was so impressed that they gave them a record contract with 3 LPs. I mean, wow. But unbeknownst to Mainstream, they only had those 3 songs that they wrote ever, and that's it, nada. So they kicked into high gear and wrote the whole LP in 1 week, and there you have it. Unfortunately, or I don't know who pulls the levers in that company, but they didn't like the record. They actually hated it, and I don't know, maybe Alfred E. Newman was running the company. Who knows? Who cares? Anyway, they went back into the studio and did one more 45, and it just didn't make it. That was it. That was goodbye. Goodbye to you from Mainstream. They just dumped them, and the band broke up, and that's it. But here's something cool. This is a worthy record to buy, I must say. You know, very worthy, and it's a reissue, so it's not crazy out there. There is a live show on CD in the bootleg world out there, the nether regions over yonder. That would be a sweet find. I'd say, you know, I'm looking for it. If anyone, and any one of you gardeners out there does find it, drop me a line, post hasty. Okie dokie? Okie dokie. So, did you ever get an LP? You know, let's see. Let's change that back. Let's see. Did you ever change what? The coffee is not working today. It's counterintuitively acting against me. So did you ever search for something and you really, really wanted it? Like, you know, like one of my space mutts is out chasing a fin on a rocket, and when they catch it, then they go, what next? Oh, well, that is truly how I feel about this next LP. I heard some crazy good ravings about these fellers, and there was going to be a reissue of their record, which was I think it was 5-6 songs, and it was going to come out because the original, if you could even find it, was like mucho, and it ain't worth it to spend that kind of money on any kind of record. Anyway, so that being said, I took their advice that I was watching on the vinyl community channels, and I went in and I dialed it in, and it sounded like a keeper. I played one song, but my big flub-a-dub was not sampling more, because I find this record to be underwhelming. I'm serious. The band of which I speak is The Farm. Okay, Hype City, baby. The group has dueling guitars, so there's this obvious connection to bands with 2 guitars in it, one being Quicksilver Messenger Service, amongst others. But hey, Quicksilver Messenger Service, and I'm all about it, baby. I'm all in. So I leaped into the unknown, and well, let's just glom onto the cut that I liked, that I heard, and it's called Sunshine in My Window, and bask in the sunny vibes. Well, call me William Van Zinger if that don't get the, or if that doesn't have the Quicksilver Messenger sound. Latter-day Quicksilver. Okay, let's take a look at the record. This is it. It's interesting all the way around. Back is really nothing. There is an insertor, which is like some shit out. Grease that puppy up. And it gives you a good lowdown on everything involved there. And of course you can tell it's upside down, but it really doesn't matter because you can't read it anyway. Let's see. Let's go back and talk about this a little bit. So that particular tune, I love it. I loved it. I heard that, and I'm going, this is a necessary evil. As for the rest of the platter, it's got some serious jamming on it, as you would expect, and they are talented. I don't say they ain't. So what's my beef? Or where's the beef? They lean pretty heavy into that southern rock sound, and you know, that's where I get off the bus, baby. I'm just not into that scene very much. I mean, I enjoy early Allman Brothers because they're more blues oriented and with that slide guitar stuff and everything, but you know, after Dwayne passed away, then I didn't follow them anymore. I got a few of their earlier things which are very good, blah 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 blah. Anyway, and so I don't really I really don't care for that stuff. I mean, if you do, that's great. I think it's really great if you do. I mean, it's just as my opinion. I know there's a bunch of people out there that love that southern rock sound, and that's great. You know, I mean, it does swing. I've seen a few of them. I saw that. What's the name of that band? Oh, I saw one time they opened up for somebody. I can't remember who, but it was that band that the song was Jim Dandy, and they had that girl singer. This is like around '73, and I know the Old Goat and Stoner Woman who I'm talking about. I just, you know, it just didn't do it for me. You know, that's just my thing, baby. You know, don't send any hate mail. You're allowed to have your own opinion, even in this day and age. But be that as it may, it's a reasonable reissue, and I would say if you like that sound, you know, you need to get it off of the interconnect, because that's I've seen it resold on Discogs, and those money grabbers are just not so. forget it. You know, don't go there. But if you want it, this is the only way you're going to find it is on the internet, and just Google it, and it's pretty reasonable, very reasonable. Actually, that's the only reason I got it. Okay, twist of my tone arm next is a crowd of kingpins who came out of the Monterey Pop Festival. This is where they premiered, and I'm talking about the Electric Flag, who blew my doors of perception away. I mean, away. Because they used jazz and rock and blues, and they percolated all over the place, baby. This is not their first album, and this is not their second album. This is a live LP from appearances in 1967 after they played Monterey up until, I think, early 60, well, it had to be early 68. Let's head on over to Shakedown Street and hear Killing Floor. So come on over later and bring a loaf of rye bread. Before we go any farther, we just checked in, and the name of that band was Black Oak, Arkansas, and the young lady in question was Ruby Star. Whew. She could really belt them out. Anyway, getting back to the Electric Flag, this disc wastes no time in getting it on, baby. Here's the cover, and then here's the backus. And it's incorrectly crediting. It says we are very proud to be able to add this brilliant 1969 show recorded live in California to the legendary Electric Flag. That's not true. You can hear Mike Bloomfield in the background on this thing, and Mike was not in a band then. So very groovy, I'd say this record is. It just adds to the fire for me, baby. I love these guys. Going back to the credits, the live doses, this is all live, by the way. There's only, let's see, well, let's keep moving on. The live doses do have Mike Bloomfield on it, and he left the band in, I want to say, May of '68, possibly June. And that's when he had, you know, evidently it wasn't working out for him, because he was even unhappy with their performance at Monterey. It wasn't getting what he wanted to get. This proves him wrong all the way around, but maybe these were some good nights. Who knows? As we all know, when he left the band, he hooked up with Al Cooper and Stephen Stills, and they did Super Sessions, which is a phenomenal leap forward. That's a great LP. The tune selection on this record is loaded, and I mean loaded, with bluesy numbers that ring the bell, clangety cling clang. This one was only issued in Europa, and it was put together by a British label, but this pressing is Italian. Ooh, pizza. Anyway, another way to say licorice pizza. I love saying it. Anyway, nice one here. Dig them crates, see if you can find it. I found this one in a secondhand store a long time ago and I paid $2 for it, and it's an amazing piece. If you really dig hard on, oh God, did I really say that? Full on blues. Yeah, stop giggling back there. It's got a dirty mind. Then this is the one for you, I'm telling you. So last at the station today to leave is another not talked about group designed to change your latitude attitude. I fell into these blokes in the early 70s after their third or fourth LP was out. But what we're going to open the vaults on is their first one, and it's called Music in a Doll's House. The Grupus Extraordinarius was called Family. This Brit Psych effort was out in '68. The sample we're going to listen to is called Peace of Mind. Whew. It's time to make the donuts, baby! Nowzers! Like that's Nowsville, baby. Whew! Mighty venturesome note flying, I'd say. Oh, yeah. Here's the record. Let's look at the record. There's the front, and there's the back. The one thing about these guys is they were really big in England, but not as in the arena kind of a thing, where they drew zillions of lovers. They were kind of dubbed the band that nobody knows about but everybody loves, that kind of a thing. Interesting, I'd say. You know, along with the Brit Psych on this record, and they did a bunch of records. I think they did 5 records total. This one is as psych as it's going to get, because and there was some proggish beginnings here, but after that they got, you know, even more jazzier and rockier to boot, baby. You know, I hate the fact that I can't play a whole record, because this is the kind of material, this record should be played from beginning to end to give you a good picture of what they were capable of on this record. But I was able to, you know, I got you a little grabber, and hopefully this will help you get a feel for where they're at. Man, but their voyages on this record are just so novel. Their movements. You know, the other thing with these cats is, man, they had a revolving membership. I mean, on every record, people were, well, except the first 2 had the original band. After that, revolving door, baby. I mean, the first two albums had Rik Gretsch, and everybody knows who Rik Gretsch is. He's the guy that eventually went on to play with Blind Faith. Nice choice there, buddy. Turns out, when they went to America came here to America to do their first American tour, halfway through to the tour, Gretsch just decided that, hey, I got a chance of being with Blind Faith. I'm going to leave you guys. Goodbye-bye and toodly-doo, and don't let the door hit me in the butt. But I'd have to say that was a good move. Being that he was a multi-instrumentalist, you know, he played violin, and obviously bass. There one other thing he played, I can't remember what it was. But anyway, that was the kind of the membership that they had. The other, the mainstay with this band has always been the vocalist who does all these croakings. I mean, some of the, you can't really make it out on this record that much, but Roger Chapman, who was the vocalist, he really sets the stage for these guys in later LPs. This LP, along with all of them, has many, many moods, and it's just really, you know, it's like all one piece all the time. Although, you know, there's the break, and then there's the business of the listing the songs. It's just one big conglomeration. I'm going to show you a couple other records that I like that they did. This is their, I think we'll leave it in the plastic. This is their second one. Is this their second one? No, this is not their second one. This is like their fourth one, because let's see, where's Roger? What the heck is that cat's name? I don't know. Anyway, this has to be like the third or the fourth record. This is a cool one, and it's called New Songs. I like this, but this is the one that I really enjoy. I bought this in the day. This is like 1971, I believe. I'm sure you guys have seen it out there. This is when they used to know how to put record covers together, man. Oh, look at that. That's some really bitchin' stuff. Roger Chapman on this record is just, whoo, his vocals. I mean, it had to have scared the engineer in the studio when he opened up his mouth and these notes popped out. He's not a beautiferous executioner of notes. He's just an executioner of notes. But it's so distinctive, and it's just really great. I mean, I like them a lot. They cooked. They really cooked, but they just never clicked in the United States. And I have seen other cats that were picking up their stuff. You can find their stuff. It's out there, but these are the three that I like the best. Anyway, okay, enough of that. So, well, here we are again. The only thing left now is, well, that bumpified experience that we've been hearing, and it is the soundtrack to Rumblefish. And the musical director of these crooner tuners is Stuart Copeland. There's our man on the back there. And it was, the movie and the record were both released in 1983. And it has all, and Stuart wrote everything on this one. And it has all the earmarks that Copeland is known for. I mean, he's an amazingly multi-instrumentalist that is just, whew, you know, he does a whole lot more than drumming. He's got a real incredible talent. On the first side, the first cut, that's my favorite cut. That's got Stan Ridgway on it, and it's called "Don't Box Me In." I can play that song over and over. It's really cool. It's got that Police kind of a thing, so you can see that Stingeroni wasn't the only person that was contributing to the band. Copeland is just an amazing drummer. Really, there's stuff that he's got on the YouTube with him doing tutorials and stuff like that, and it's great. You know, this piece is really jumping throughout, and I like it. So if you can find it, and it's a bit cheaper, grab onto them and you won't be disappointed. Well, I hope you found today's next chapter in the gardens. Oh, I hope you found today's chapter of In the Gardens informative and loaded with entertainment. Hey. Ooh, applause. Okay, now I want to say thanks for tuning in. Getting a lot more hits. I'm digging that. You know, I always say it doesn't matter, but it kind of does. It's nice to know that you're getting across to some people out there, and they're coming back for more punishment every time. And I'm going to just keep pounding them out as much as I can until I can't do it no more. Oh, so thank you, and thank you for the subs that keep coming and going and coming and going. And well, so what? Always remember that there is always room for you here in the gardens anytime. Just stop on by, and you know, you're bound to get something out of it, whether it's a headache or maybe just information. You're gonna leave with a dancing mood in your brain. So I know that I'm not on this planet all the time, but I am aware that things are tough out there, and you know, come on now, we can get it together. We can hang in there. It's gonna get better. I know it. I feel it, baby. I'm feeling it right now. Feel it right here. So, I just want to say peace to y'all, and until the next time we get together, until the next time we meet, remember, we are and always shall be one big gardener family. Peace out.